Have you ever noticed how the people around you shape your life more than you realize? The conversations you hear every day, the attitudes you absorb, the values that are constantly around you. Over time, they begin to shape how you think, how you speak, and even how you live. The Bible actually warns us about this. In 1 Corinthians 15:33, we read a very simple but powerful truth. Bad company corrupts good character. Now that verse raises an important question. What kind of company is the Bible talking about? Because as Christians, we are called to love everyone. We are called to show kindness, patience, forgiveness, and compassion. But loving people does not mean allowing every influence into your life. There is a difference between loving someone and allowing someone to shape your character. The Bible teaches us not only how to love people, but also how to practice wisdom and discernment in our relationships. Today, we are exploring 12 types of people the Bible warns us to be cautious around, not so we can judge them, but so we can protect the calling God has placed on our lives. Number 1. The constantly negative person. We all go through difficult seasons in life. There are moments when everyone struggles. But there is a difference between someone who is going through a hard time and someone who lives in a constant state of negativity. The constantly negative person complains about everything. They focus only on problems. They magnify discouragement. They spread doubt and hopelessness wherever they go. Over time, that mindset begins to affect the people around them. Faith grows in environments of hope, encouragement, and trust in God. But negativity slowly erodes that faith. If every conversation you have leaves you feeling discouraged, drained, and defeated, you need to be careful about how much influence that person has in your life. Protecting your spirit from constant negativity is not unkind. It is wisdom. Number 2. The gossip and slanderer. Few things destroy relationships faster than gossip. Gossip often disguises itself as harmless conversation, but in reality, it quietly spreads rumors, damages reputations, and breaks trust. Someone who constantly speaks about others behind their back is showing you something very important about their character. Because if they gossip to you, eventually they will gossip about you. The Bible repeatedly warns about the power of words. Words can heal, encourage, and build people up, but they can also destroy trust and create division. A wise Christian chooses relationships with people who value truth, discretion, and integrity in their speech. Avoid people who feed on gossip and drama, because peace rarely grows in that kind of environment. Number 3. The manipulative person. Manipulation is often subtle. It does not always appear as obvious control. Instead, it can come in the form of guilt, emotional pressure, or twisted words. Manipulative people may try to make you feel responsible for their choices. They may play the victim to gain sympathy. They may twist your words or create confusion in order to control situations. But God calls His people to live in truth and sincerity. Healthy relationships are built on honesty, respect, and freedom, not pressure, control, or emotional games. If someone constantly manipulates situations or people to get their way, wisdom says to keep your boundaries strong. Number 4. The habitually dishonest person. Trust is one of the most valuable foundations of any relationship. Without trust, relationships slowly collapse. A person who lies regularly, even in small things, gradually destroys that foundation. They may give constant excuses. Their stories may change. Their words may not match their actions. The issue is not that someone makes a mistake or tells a lie once. We all fail. But when dishonesty becomes a pattern, it reveals a deeper issue of character. The Bible encourages us to surround ourselves with people who walk in truth, because truth builds stability while dishonesty creates chaos. Number 5. The person who constantly leads you into sin. This is one of the most dangerous influences a Christian can face. Some people repeatedly pressure others to compromise their values. They may encourage immoral behavior. They may mock your spiritual convictions. They may tempt you to ignore what you know is right. At first, it may seem harmless, but over time, those influences can slowly weaken your commitment to God. A true friend does not pull you away from God. A true friend encourages you to grow closer to Him. Number 6. The proud and arrogant person. Pride is one of the most destructive traits a person can carry. The proud person believes they already know everything. They refuse correction. They resist wisdom. They struggle to admit mistakes. Often, they dominate conversations, look down on others, and reject advice. But humility is the soil where wisdom grows. A humble person can learn, grow, and change. A proud person remains trapped in their own blindness. The Bible consistently teaches that humility leads to wisdom, while pride leads to downfall.
7. The angry and hot-tempered person. Some people carry constant anger within them. They react quickly. They escalate conflict. They turn small disagreements into major battles. Being around constant anger slowly affects your own spirit. It creates tension, stress, and emotional exhaustion. Peaceful environments help faith flourish, but environments filled with anger create instability. Wisdom teaches us to guard our hearts from constant exposure to uncontrolled anger. 8. The spiritually lukewarm influence. This one requires careful understanding. Someone may claim faith, yet treat spiritual things casually. They may discourage prayer. They may mock commitment to God. They may treat faith like a minor hobby instead of a living relationship. Over time, that attitude can slowly influence your own devotion. Faith grows strongest in environments where people encourage each other to seek God. This doesn't mean rejecting people who struggle in faith, but it does mean being mindful about who shapes your spiritual life. 9. The person who refuses correction. Everyone makes mistakes, but wise people learn from correction. Some people, however, reject every form of advice or wisdom. They ignore warnings. They repeat the same destructive patterns. They blame others instead of accepting responsibility. When someone refuses correction, they often create unnecessary problems not only for themselves, but for everyone around them. A teachable heart is one of the greatest marks of wisdom. 10. The person who only takes but never gives. Healthy relationships involve mutual care. Both people invest time, energy, and support. But some relationships become one-sided. One person constantly asks for help, constantly needs support, but disappears when you need them. Over time, this creates emotional exhaustion. Boundaries are not selfish. They are a form of wise stewardship of your time, energy, and spiritual health. 11. The troublemaker. Some people create division wherever they go. They spread false teaching, create unnecessary conflict, and tear down unity among believers. The Bible warns about such individuals in Romans 16:17, encouraging believers to watch out for those who cause divisions. Discernment is one of the most important spiritual protections we have. If someone's primary fruit is division, attack leaders, and cause offenses contrary to the word, they are not building the kingdom. They are seeking to disrupt it. You must protect the unity of the body. 12. The scorner. Finally, there is the person who mocks everything sacred. They ridicule your faith. They laugh at your values. They show no desire to seek truth. The book of Proverbs repeatedly warns about the scorner. You cannot have a productive conversation with someone who is not seeking truth, only a target. The wise response is not hatred or hostility. Instead, it is wisdom and distance. You can still show kindness, but you do not have to give them influence over your life. Now, it is very important to understand something. This message is not about hating people. Christians are called to love others. We are called to forgive. We are called to pray for those who hurt us. But love does not eliminate wisdom. You can love someone, pray for someone, care about someone, without allowing them to shape your character or direction. Sometimes, the wisest thing you can do is create distance while still showing grace. I want you to take a moment and reflect. Are there relationships in your life that are pulling you away from God? Do the people closest to you strengthen your faith or weaken it? The people you spend the most time with will slowly shape the person you become. So choose wisely. Surround yourself with people who encourage your faith, who speak truth into your life, who challenge you to grow, and who point you closer to Christ. Tell us in the comments, what kind of qualities do you look for in a godly friend? Let's encourage one another. If this video helped you, please subscribe for more biblical teaching. Remember that the people closest to you help shape the person you become. Choose relationships that bring you closer to Christ, not further away. God bless you.